Okay, just going to go through the Year 10 Unit 4 test. Okay, question 1 is a compound interest question. They give you an original price. Remy invests 18,000 dirham in a savings account for 3 years. He gets 1.2% interest per year. And they want you to work out how much money Remy will have in his savings account at the end of the 3 years. Correct to the nearest dirham. In other words, correct to the nearest integer. Now, the way I do these is, if you imagine you've got 100%, you start off with, interest is an addition of 1.2%. This is the same as 101.2%. Or a multiplier, or multiplying by 1.012. So the thing you would write down for your workings is the original price multiplied by 1.012. This performs an interest of 1.2%, but you're doing this for 3 years, so it's to the power of 3. You want to do that 3 years in a row, so times it by 1.012 3 times in a row. I'll type this into my calculator. 18,000 times 1.012 to the power of 3, and that gives me 18,655.8071, and my final answer will be rounding this to the nearest integer, so 18,656. Okay, question 2. You've got a sale, normal prices are reduced by 18%. They give you the sale price, which is £25.83. Work out the normal price. Now, one thing you should know is this is a reverse percentage question. It's effectively the opposite of what you would normally expect, but we start off exactly the same. You got 100%. A sale is a reduction, so you subtract in 18%. And this becomes your multiplier. However, it would be new price is equal to original price times by this multiplier. And the thing with this question is they've given you the new price, i.e. the sale price, which is £25.83. And the original price is the thing you want to work out. Call that x, times by 0.82. And to make x the subject, you actually divide by 0.82. To get x equals, type into your calculator, 25.83 divided by 0.82, 31.5, or £31.50. So this page is out of 6 marks. Okay, question 3. It's a formula question. They give you a formula, A equals P squared plus 7Q. You're asked to work out the value of A when P is equal to negative 7 and Q is equal to 5. So you can use substitution. So you replace every letter P in the formula with negative 7 and every letter Q with 5 to get A equals P with negative 7 and Q with a 5. However, you should use brackets for this substitution. Every single letter you replace with a number, just put a bracket around that number, and then your calculator does the BIDMAS for you. A lot of you miss the brackets around the negative 7 to get this wrong, because if I forget to do brackets around the negative 7, it gives me the wrong answer. Whereas if I put the brackets in, it gives me the correct answer. Okay, so brackets -7 squared plus 7 brackets 5, all in one step on the calculator to give you a final answer of 84. Next one's very similar. This time they give you the value of A and the value of P, and you've got two options. You either do the substitution first, like the following. Replace the letter A with 100, replace the letter P with 11, and then simplify. 100 equals 11 squared is 121 plus 7q. Make q the subject. Subtract 121 is the only good first step. -21 is equal to 7q. And then divide by 7 to give you q is equal to -3. The other option you've got is actually, because the formula has got A as the subject and you want to work out q, you could make q the subject first. So if you started with the formula and you made q the subject by subtracting by p squared, and dividing by 7. Remember, they use fractions rather than the division symbol in algebra. You get this. And then if I replace the letter A with 100 and the letter P with 11, and type that into my calculator, the answer should match up. So you've got 100 squared, subtract 11 squared over 7. I'll put a bracket around the 100 as well, but it's not going to make a difference with this question. It gives you the wrong answer. I put a squared in there. Okay, -3. Okay, question 4. Make t the subject. Now, with this formula, it looks a little bit more complicated than the previous ones. The main thing is you want to treat it like an equation. So this is effectively saying solve to find t. Now, if this was an equation, the first thing I would do is expand the brackets. So you would get 5t subtract 5g is equal to 2t plus 7. And then I want to make t the subject. However, I've got two terms containing the letter t, and I need to collect those together. I prefer to keep a positive t, so I would take everything to the left-hand side. So I would subtract 2t to get 3t minus 5g is equal to 7. Then I'll add 5g. Again, just treating it like an equation. To get 3t is equal to 7 plus 5g. And then finally divide by 3. Don't like the division symbol in algebra, so you use a fraction line. Everything divided by 3. And that would be your final answer. And this page is out of 8.